Alrighty. Don't think that mic's perfectly balanced here, but hey, here we go. Like, what are we actually looking at here? Let's see. Okay, maddening change was fine. Gonna receive our rewards. We'll go get that stuff. Oh, look at all these. Look at all this stuff. New bonus bundle stuff. Nice. Purchase bonus includes. And then they take us there. What else we got? What else we got? New set, new stuff. Yeah, so we'll have that to do. Cool. What's in here? This will probably be, yeah, vials for having Benson and collab stickers. Alright, cool. Kind of like that. That's kind of sick. Deck giveaways. This one. Oh, we just get to claim it. Alright, that can wait then. I'm in no hurry on that one. Oh, they're all tied to that. It's all in the same tab. Okay, cool. This I'm trying to get now, but that's going to take a sec because that's the web store only just went up. Tends to be better to buy them from there. Let's see. Fuck it. It's not exactly the cheapest option things in the world, but hey, we only do this once every few months. When the web store decides to actually fully load. There we go. Now the next problem is getting this to show up, which from memory we can do by just going into any of these options here, which I'm going to want to do in a minute anyway. Cool. So I believe this will refresh all that stuff. I actually haven't done a single thing in this room since like the start of the game. Bum bum. Rio. Game might be a little hiccupy while things load. Here we go. So I've picked up both the new bundles. Alright. Okay, didn't like that either. Yeah, it's going to be a little dicky at the start. I expect the servers are getting hammered. Absolutely getting hammered at the moment. Okay. Gave us some vials too, which is kind of nice. We still have some challenges here. Sick. Let's reroll that one. Didn't do anything. We get some new, yeah, so the collab dungeons and this. Let's see, so missions, shop, here we go. What's actually in here? I've actually looked into this set too much, like, at all. I've seen a few posts on X and stuff, but I haven't really looked into anything else. I did go through some of the news tabs, so I knew, like, Battle Dungeon and stuff was getting changed and a few bits like that, but nothing too crazy, it looks like. Only one new Mastering Evolution, okay, and one new puzzle? Okay, not too crazy. Not like last set, I guess. They gave us a bit more last time. I don't know if I'm ready to hit these yet, because I have a shit ton of keys I want to open first. We will grab that key. But as you can see, we have 211 keys. I might grab those other keys as well. So I think there's like 3 there. Hang on. Yeah. Get all the keys. Alright, now we have all the keys that I could want. Oh, we're going to open a lot of this. Mostly because we're hoping for the 100 pack one. If we hit the 100 pack one, we're set. And that's okay. Immediate legendary card. Not what we're looking for here, but hey. We're also going to get a decent chunk of other stuff, which is nice too. That's actually kind of the bonus, is that we're going to actually end up with more to use after, even if I don't hit the 100 packs. Just from all the keys I farmed over the last set or so. Alright. Nothing as crazy as that first one so far. But I mean, it's hard to beat that first one. That was pretty wild. Legendary and 500 coins. Like, we'll take those all the time. Be nice if we got a few packs too, but hey, we are at least getting plenty of rupees and vials or something. Must have nearly all these cosmetics too at this point. There can't be that many that I'm missing, given that we see a lot of them transform. Some of them don't though, so I guess we are missing a decent chunk. Nice. Like I said, I've just been saving these keys. I was like, I don't really need to use them. I was finished with the last set a while ago. Because once I had everything, I wasn't too worried. Oh, legendary cards, sick. More vials, basically. Well, actually, I don't know if Rose Queen was one I only had 2 of. There's a handful of legendaries that I've just never bothered to fuck with, just because they're kind of shit. And I don't want to really fuck with them, so I kind of just ignored them. Oh, that Fire Break is kind of sick. Oh, another fucking Benson. Not what I need at all. Really not hitting anything, though. We've opened nearly all of them now. Like, we're down to the last 70. I haven't hit the 100 cards at all. Actually, I don't know what the drop rate on them actually is. Like, percentage-wise. I do wonder. Like, what is the drop chance on something like that? Can't be high. I know it exists, though. And, like, that's what I want. I want to see, you know? I want to see that. If it doesn't happen, we're going to have plenty of stuff to do other stuff with, so I'm really not worried, like, at all. Yeah, we've only got 10 more. I don't really feel like opening the last 4, I'm going to be honest. Okay. Alright, that should have gave me quite a bit, though. Should have gave me quite a bit, honestly. Considering I think I was at, like, I know there's a picture because I posted it in Discord earlier today. We started with like 57,000, almost 58,000. Yeah, I knew that was coming at some point. Cool. Game always has trouble on like the time the set releases. Ta-da! Come on. Mr. Loady Load. Servers are kind of shitting themselves. Not really surprised. Okay. Yeah, they're just not happy. Like I said, pretty common. This has always been a problem with Shadowverse. Anytime a new set releases, servers usually go to shit for the first, like, half hour to an hour. So I'm not really surprised. I mean, we did open every chest we needed to open though, so that's a bonus. We got at least something done so far. The next step would be opening packs, I reckon, but we'll see what we got left. Because then I gotta vial a bunch of shit after. But they gotta let us back into the game first, so there's always that. Should actually see what that I saw how much it cost in USD, but I don't know what it cost in AUD when I put that through. But it's not going to be a small amount. I can tell you that now. Not with the conversion rate. 119 USD is. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Lucky I'm not short on cash at the moment, but damn. There's a little bit more than I wanted to spend. But hey. Like I said, we only do this every couple of months. And it's the last YouTube payment wasn't too bad. So that kind of paid off most of this. Not all of it, though, to be fair. That's what happens when you take a break for a bit. Oh, and yeah. Took a couple of months, focused on my health and a few other things. Plus, the set's been pretty lackluster. Like, I play my dailies and I do events and whatnot, but the actual decks... There's a couple of new decks that kind of popped up, but nothing crazy. Nothing super revolutionary. This is the first time we got the splash screen in a little bit. But yeah, like, we had a, like, Mid-Abyss kind of take off towards the end of the set. We had, Dragon kind of pop off with some of the card changes. But nothing too insane. They didn't get too much love out there. Forest did pretty well tournament-wise, it looked like, but other than that, honestly, wasn't a big fan of it. And then the rest of the decks just kind of feel shit. I wasn't gonna lie. Most things were either like hyper aggressive decks or they were like stall till like turn 10 decks for big OTK sort of players, or like things like Crest are just hard stall. Dude, they gotta let me back in here. Come on. At some point, I'll get back in here, you know? I want to open my Skybound Dragons. Come on. The actual art for this is fucking phenomenal, though. Cat's kind of cute. My cat's over there. He's... What's he doing? Let's see already. Oh, he's not going to like me, though. So I'm going to pick him up, and he's going to be all like, grouchy, grouchy, grouch. Oh, there you are. Look. Look at this. Look at this cat. Oh, you look so happy. Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. You're so happy. So happy. He likes to sit on the desk behind the monitor. And he doesn't like it when I move him. He's like, nah. I'm not having any of that. Oh, come on. Is this not going to let me back in? Is that what we're looking at? Like, they're just going to be like, yeah, nah, fuck you, I guess? You know? Like, maybe you can come back in one day, but that's not today, man. It's not today. I give you my monies and then you don't let me back in. Like, come on. Like, where do we think this is going? More connection timeouts. Love it. Yep. That's always a great sign. Classic, classic. Looks like if there's like any kind of post about this while we're waiting. Usually it's a little bit better than this though. Usually you can get in here and there. But not being able to get in at all is just a little odd. Especially since we can get to this loading screen and then it crashes out now. After it being fine. To be fair, I was in the first like minute or so, so that would have been before they actually got hammered. Okay, that's, yeah. Alright, I might try restarting the entire game then. Because that is not having it. Not having it at all. Ba-ba-da. Two decks gonna use day one. There's a lot of people posting stuff too, which will be useful, because right now I have zero clue what decks to kind of look at. A lot of Abyss decks popping up, which doesn't surprise me too much, but we got some stuff we're gonna look at, some decks we're gonna probably try, but I've really got some very, very loose ideas on what I want to mess with, and I've never messed with Super Skybound arts really, so we'll see. It's just not something I messed with in Shadowverse 1. But it does look like they want to have more stally games. Yeah, this is actually kind of ridiculous. Jesus. Okay. Not even be able to get into the menu is actually a huge problem. Usually it's not that bad. Usually you get past this, you get past the loading screen, you get into the menu, you open a couple packs, then it will crash out. Not letting me in at all is brutal. Like, come on. Let me back in. Let me in. We spent half the time opening those chests and the other half trying to get back into the game. Yeah, but one day they'll let me in. One day. Dude. Come on. The fact that we were in it before too just means that it is just the server fucking crashing out. I wouldn't be too surprised if they end up throwing it back into maintenance, but it depends on if they can get it under control or not. It wouldn't be the first time though we've been thrown back into a maintenance afterwards. We'll see if I can see if anyone else is actually in here or not. Oh, that might also be a problem. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. Let's see. Shadowverse. That one. Looks like everyone's got the similar problem. The servers are just crashing out. Again, not a surprise. One guy who was opening chests in the lobby like I was, like, there's a little thing here, but looks like everyone else has pretty much just crashed out, so it really is just waiting for this to let us in at some point. Which would be nice. Be nice to be able to get back into the game. Plenty of people just chilling though. Come on. Come on. Just let me back in the game. Let me in the game. There's you, yeah. Nah, it looks like it's pretty much everyone. Like, it's not a surprise. Skybound isn't known for handling launches, like, well when it comes to card sets. Like, Shadowverse has always had this problem. It's just not usually quite this bad. It'd be interesting to know the, like, player count, actually. Well, Steam will give me a basic idea, but then that doesn't account for a lot of players on other platforms. Like the spike that we'd probably end up with. But I guess you can kind of extrapolate it out to some degree. Let's see. World Beyond. Players right now. Steam 30k. All done. Which, I mean, yeah, considering the average day peaks at like 14, 15k, it is like double. And assuming it's just double across the board, across every platform at least. Yeah, they're just not... they're not really set up to handle it, clearly. I mean, this is still better than their all-time peak, but... Well, not better than their all-time peak, but, you know, they handle their all-time peak better than they're handling this right this second, but... Once it is sorted, though, it's usually fine. Yeah. I opened all the chests I had saved up, and then I was like, oh, you go back to lobby? And it was like, nah. It's like, that's not happening. Like I said, I wouldn't be that surprised if we go back into maintenance, but... They do tend to try and avoid that over the years. There's only a couple instances I can remember where we were like... We got out of maintenance briefly, and then we're thrown back into it because of a problem like this where they just couldn't get the service to work. The other problem is the players' number will probably only go up a bit from here at the moment. I doubt it's going to stagnate at 30k for the set release, especially as more American players and stuff get on and wake up. Oh, come on. As it gets closer and closer to the AMs. Although, since the largest amount of their players are Japanese players, right? Like, this is their biggest card game in Japan for digital card games, I believe. Well, at least what used to be. It wouldn't surprise me if that's, you know, if that's the problem. All the Japanese players are awake right now because it's like 8 o'clock their time or something, right? 8 o'clock? No, 6 o'clock. Try to remember which way it goes. It's like 5 or 6 o'clock. I think it goes the other way. Because Australia's only like a little bit ahead. Varies depending on like daylight savings and some other factors, but not too crazy. Come on, just let me back in. I can't open packs unless I'm in the game. How can I feed my pack addiction if I can't open the game? We don't have any more announcements here. Nothing on X either. Usually they'll say something if there's a big problem. Found as a Sky. Fourth cut set is now live. Jump in to discover all the cards. I imagine this tweet is going to have people being like, hey, I can't get in. Yeah, the standard maintenance pose. Yep. Yeah. Not a surprise. I want to see what I got because I have that ticket from the purchase stuff. So I want to see which one of these leaders I pulled out. You know, which one of these Skybound dragons did I get? Although Cagliostra would be sick. I like Cagliostra quite a bit. Come on, let me in. Oh, Japanese. Show translation. Worlds Beyond. Currently experiencing a phenomenon where it's difficult to access the app due to communication error. If this issue occurs, please try again after some time. We deeply apologize for inconvenience caused by our server. Yeah, that's not a surprise. Yeah, no. The Japanese Worlds Beyond X account posted about 5 minutes ago. They're like, yep, this is a problem. Looks like it's the majority too. Although, without having to go through every post and translate, it's not very helpful, I guess. If the problem persists, they will probably take it back down, I imagine. But we'll see. We'll see. At some point, they might let me in, you know, and then we'll be right. For now, we just sit here. We sit here, we click buttons until buttons work. That's the hope. And then it'll probably kick us out again, because that's usually what it does. It'll probably let us in for a brief amount of time, and if it's not fully sorted, it'll just be like, ah, yes. Kick out time. Oh, the Steam players did drop by a couple thousand, though. Not a big surprise. The more and more people that realize they can't get in right now will probably come back later, which should help the servers a little bit. Let's go, come on. Put me in the game. Back into the game. Nope. Global's cooked. I imagine it's pretty much everyone. Because I believe the only ones with like, I think China has separate servers, but I think everywhere else is still on the same server. As far as like, like being able to play against each other and stuff. So they all have to ping to the same set of servers. But yeah, I guess that would be global, but then global's including everything except China when this is a Japanese game. Doesn't feel the same to call it a global. Usually we do that for most Chinese games, right? I like how it gets so bad that they're like, ah, yeah, we can't even display a splash screen anymore. But one day. It is funny, though, because the Worlds Beyond account for Japan posted that really quickly, and then the English Worlds Beyond account is just like, I think it was like dead silent, right? Yeah. They posted nothing. Probably because I imagine most of their fucking posts are, what is it called? Scheduled. So there's probably not that many people managing that at this hour compared to the Japanese one where it's like not that late. But hey, at least we're all in the same boat. And we're all just sailing down the sea until eventually we can get some dragons, you know? What do we got here? 3 damage to all, Skybound. I was like, we'll see. Let me in the game. One of these days. One of these days. Oh, dude. Lucky I have nothing else going on right now. Chill time. We get to sit here, have a drink, wait for card games to work. I'd say pray to KMR, but, you know, he left, so no more KMR. Sad. Come on. Bum, bum, bum. But it's definitely a problem. I mean, they did say there's a problem. The real question is, when will the problem be resolved? OTK Dragon is now. I mean, OTK Dragon was before too, but I think it's faster now, which is going to be a problem. I'm not the biggest OTK fan of any like deck. This was the same sort of problem I always had with these card games. It was like Yu-Gi-Oh's OTK problem was always a huge problem. This game had later on, normal Shadowverse had this problem too, with like OTKs being really popular. They're just not fun to play against, typically. Like, if they can OTK me from hand, it's like, what's the point? I'm good. That was half the reason I quit the Digimon TCG originally, too. I played that for the first, like, year and a half. Like, religiously, like, twice a week at locals. And then they decided to go down a route of just, yeah, let's make it very similar to, like, Yu-Gi-Oh-esque, where everything just spams everything. Every turn. Instead of having a more, like, back and forward, slower approach. Which was a nice charm to that. I am looking forward to Digimon Elysium, though. That looks interesting. Because I think that they're going to have some cards from later sets, but a lot of the stuff's just early, like BT 1 through 3. It's a pity that at this stage there's no announcement for like a PC client, though. Which does make it a little bit more of a pain to have to run. Because you either have to emulate it through like BlueStacks or something, or capture it through a capture card off another device, which is just more of a pain in the ass. But that shouldn't be that far either. Digimon Elysium, they keep releasing like little teaser things. It shouldn't be too far at all, especially based on where the beta was at. Because that should be a pretty fun game to get into early. How long they support it is the next question, because Digimon has a really bad track record for supporting their live service titles. I mean, so does Yu-Gi-Oh! To an extent, but not as bad as Digimon has been. Like, Reeyes and Lynx, unfortunately, both being shut down kind of sucks. I really enjoyed Lynx. But I imagine Elysian will do alright. Bandai has, what is it called? The Dragon Ball card game, the new one. Hey, look, it let us back in, see? Eventually it'll do it. Now, how quickly is it going to fuck itself, is the real question. Like, if I open this login bonus pack, is it going to kick me out again? Oh, it didn't kick me out immediately. That's a bonus. All new, because we have nothing. We are poor. Well, we're not poor. We're actually pretty alright. I didn't even look at how much gold I had, but now it's probably going to kick me out again. So now that makes me sad, because this is an awful load. And all of this is installed on, like, SSDs, and it's like, my computer is no slouch. Yeah. Like, if the loading screen, like, for this game takes more than a handful of seconds, it's like, yeah, probably not loading. We got to open one pack. I mean, that's the best sign we've had all day. We got to open a single card pack. We got nothing out of it. There wasn't just bronze and silvers, really, but hey. Kicked me out, yeah. Hey, this is typical Psy Games. We're here for a good time, not for a long time. There's that classic Roland like meme comic that's like, what happens when maintenance ends? A new maintenance begins. A true classic of our time. Come on, sand. Look at this guy, sand. Pure white wings don't belong on my back. I promise Lucifer I will bury you. Okay. Damn. Come on. We were in for a little bit. Like 10 seconds maybe. And then it said no. Get back out. Bet you the web store's fine though. Bet you they can take my money. I mean, they already did, but it's a whole other problem. I've got to buy my battle pass before I start spending all my crystals, because I don't want to do that again, because the last few times I would spend all the crystals and then realize, oh shit, I needed some of those crystals for the battle pass. I also want to grab the Granblue Fantasy collab stage, which I think is like 500 crystals. So between the battle pass and that, we'll pick up both those, and then whatever crystals I have left we can use on packs after we're done with gold, or before gold. Probably before gold. Princess Dude, if we get 2 back-to-back collab sets, that'll be insane. It was kind of insane we got Omens this early, I guess, but as well, like previous set, Omens being set 3. kind of interesting. But I do wonder, because, like, Uma Musume, Princess Connect, Zombieland Saga. I think Zombieland Saga is a property of Side Games. I'm trying to remember if it is or not. I know the other two are 100%, but they were all pretty big collab targets all the time, of course, because they don't have to worry about licensing on a lot of that stuff, which is easy. But yeah, I don't know if we'll ever get a set that's like that, like a full set based around Princess Connect or a full set based around Uma for Worlds Beyond. I just don't know. I mean, we have for physical. I mean, Shadowverse Evolve has done this, right? So it wouldn't be. It's not an impossibility. It's definitely something they could do. But they never did it for Shadowverse 1 at all. The only reason Grand Blue really gets sets like this is because the way Shadowverse is a derivative of Rage of Bahamut, which I believe Grand Blue Fantasy and Rage of Bahamut were pretty heavily, like, messed and tied together with characters and stuff, like crossover and everything. So a lot of that stuff got meddled into Shadowverse. And then Shadowverse got a lot of its own original characters throughout the years as well, of course. But a lot of the, like, base couple of sets for the original Shadowverse were just nearly all of the cards back then were all Rage of Bahamut arts. From the original, like, Rage of Bahamut. I think I believe it's Rage, right? Because Rise of Bahamut is the expansion of one of the expansions, and then Rage of Bahamut was the previous app, which I believe only has a Japanese release now, because the global one got shut down years ago. I learned a lot about this when I was doing some lore videos a long time ago. And I was looking for all the lore for some of these. Ooh, that's not good. I almost spilled that drink everywhere that I was pouring. Yeah, I looked at all this when I was doing a bunch of lore videos, particularly like Vania lore and stuff. And I was looking at them all and I'm like, oh, they're really cool. Rage of Bahamut actually had some really cool shit in it. And I mean, they did do the whole anime too, right? Like the Rage of Bahamut anime. They did like 2 seasons of that. Ah, see? We knew this was coming. We knew this was coming, man. Oh, that makes me sad. Okay, so what's their... Okay, what do they said? Here we go. Update at 8 AM. Known issues. Following issues have been fixed. Oh, these are all issues from the patch, right? These are just issues. I think these are just issues from, like, the previous thing. Oh, wait, no, be at the bottom, right? Because these are in order. Hang on. Uh, 8 AM. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Let's see. Is there any other posts from this social? Dun, dun, 17 seconds ago. Let's see. We are currently conducting emergency maintenance. The maintenance end time is currently undetermined. We deeply apologize for the inconvenience caused to our users. Yeah. Yeah. It's been pushed back until they fix it. Cool. Classic Shadowverse things. Now, let me think. Let me think. Because God knows how long that's going to be, given that it's TBA. And their post. Could look at all the cards, though. I actually haven't looked through all the cards at this point, and this might be a good opportunity to actually do that. The only real problem is I've got to open it in a web browser that I don't want to use. Because I'm too lazy to fucking fix my shit. So now we're going to use Edge, so I don't have to do that. And then what we're going to do is... we're going to grab Edge like this. Look at that. Now we can look at cards. since we got some time to kill. If it doesn't come back by the time this is over, I might end stream and I'll come back whenever the game launches back up. But if it's too late at night, I'm kind of fucked because I still got to work in the morning. And it's already 7:30 PM and it's like, if the game ain't back up by like, I don't know, 8:39 range, like hour and a half, it's just not worth streaming for like an hour or two before I have to fucking go to bed anyway. Since I got to be up in the morning. I will stream tomorrow though. I've got plenty of time tomorrow, so I'm not too worried about that. Well, potentially. We'll see. We'll see what my mate wants to do. Collab set. Exchange tickets. In Skybound Dragons, apart from the 2 regular exchange tickets, you can also obtain 6 dragon exchange tickets. Nice. We have one of these guaranteed too, because I grabbed the bundle that gave us one. So that's going to be kind of cool. So we have 6 dragon ones. What are this? So why is it 8? Because obviously 2 of these, which I assume is this, Belial and Beelzebub, are the normal 2. Okay, that's kind of fire as fuck. It's a pity I'd want the leader more than anything, just because leader has more value to me. But I will say, the 6 wing thing is fucking awesome. Beelzebub, it's cool, but not as cool. I do love his design here, though, for Portal. Plus, I actually really like playing Abyss, so this would be kind of fucking sick as hell. And then we have all the dragons. So these ones aren't as crazy, hey? These ones are a little more relaxed. Which is fine. She'd be cool for the Haven leader. She'd be cool for the Rune leader. Not a big fan of the dragon one. I do have the other dragon leader, though, from the last one, so I'm not too worried. I do want the Forest Cat. Forest Cat would be sick. Not a fan of this guy. And that one's pretty cool. I'll give him that one. So, like, out of these, I would be happy. I'm happy with either of those eventually. And then out of my 6 dragons, like 4 of them are pretty cool. They'd make good leaders for sure. Also, fully animated Cagliostro goes hard. Not as big a fan of Vera. But I don't hate Vera. I think Vera's fine. Ugh. Damn, the Tidiana leader? Jesus. Most of mine, so like set 1, I was like 20 packs from reaching the chest. I just didn't bother. And then the other sets, I'm like 60 packs away. Like 60, 70. Varies depending on the set, but I got lucky and found a ticket in the last one without any issue, but... so let's look at some of these cards. So Forest obviously in first up. We have the bronze card, Cohen Yu, Love and Hatred. Can attack 2 times per turn. Strike, restore 3 defense to all allies. Okay. 7 cost bronze for Forest. Not great. Interesting, but not great at that cost. 4 cost 2/1 at the end of your turn. Evolve this follower, and this follower evolves to 1 damage to all enemy followers. Okay. I do like the end of turn evolve. That's kind of cool, especially with the deal 1 damage to all enemy followers as well for the Evo. So you play it, it Evos, and then it does damage. Yeah, 4 cost could be interesting. My problem is I don't really have any kind of context for what kind of decks I shove these in, because Forest is like... I play 0 Forest. I can't stand playing 90% of Forest decks, because they all just end up being Roach variants. Annoys me. Comet Drive, 2 cost spell... Select enemy follower on the field and deal it 4 damage. If there's an evolved allied follower on the field, draw a card. Cool. I believe this set is pretty Evo focused. So it should be kind of interesting. 2 cost 2/2, enhance 8. Select a follower in your hand and summon it. Return this card to your hand. Huh. Enhance 8. Select a follower in your hand and summon it, and then return this card to your hand. So you can cheat out higher cost followers. Potentially, although I assume since it's summon it, you don't get the play effects for like fanfare anyway. Interesting. 5 cost 5/4 silver fanfare. Give all elbows on the field barrier. That could be a nuisance as fuck to deal with. Forest is pretty good at going wide with smaller followers. If they can then give them barrier as well on turn 5 as a protection mechanic, not going to be great to deal with. That's for sure. Starry Sky, 1 cost spell. Yeah, because they need more of those. Deal 2 damage to a random enemy follower. Combo 5, gain Crest Starry Sky. Countdown 1, last word, deal 1 damage to the enemy leader and add a Starry Sky to your hand, so it just recycles itself. Okay. That's going to be a problem for putting it in Roach decks, I reckon. Although it doesn't go to 0, so I guess maybe not. But any 1-cost card in a Roach deck is usually pretty good. 4-cost 3/2. Fanfare. Super Skybound art. I gotta remember what this does, but I forget what they do. Evolve this follower, deal 3 damage to the enemy leader. I believe Skybound has something to do with a count, right? When this follower evolves, do this 7 times. Deal 1 damage to a random enemy follower. Not crazy, but interesting. They gave mode. Okay. 2-cost spells. Select a mode to activate. Super Skybound art. Activate all of them instead. Draw a card. Restore 1 defense to your leader. Give all other followers on the field +1 on rush. Yeah, that's annoying. Give all other followers on the field +1 on ward. Less annoying. That's a pain in the ass. This is just solid. I don't think there's anything wrong with this. Cycling a card and restoring 1 health. That could be a nightmare in fairies. Potentially. It's really hard for me to gauge cards when I'm just looking at them. 2-cost 2/1 legendary. Little cat. I like this cat. This cat's so cute. He's a dragon cat. Fanfare. Skybound art. Recover 1 evolution point. Oh, we got some Evo point recovery. And it's a normal Skybound art too. Yeah, aggro forest. Yeah. Aggro forest terrifies me, but hey, it'd be better than playing Roach. To be fair, that fucking aggro forest is still incredibly Roach. I'm sure they would. 5-cost 4/3. Fanfare. Do this 2 times. Deal 4 damage to a random enemy follower. Super evolve. Gain the crest. Yule and I hate pronouncing these. Yule and Saiti. A dancing duo. What's the crest? A countdown 4 once on each of your turns. When you play a follower, evolve it. What the fuck? Jesus. I mean, it is a super evolve effect, but holy shit. So basically for 4, wow. Realistically 3 turns? Oh, maybe 4, because this will probably include the turn this is played, right? Yeah, Jesus. Roach math hurts your brain? Yeah. It's not even the math that hurts my brain. I just don't enjoy playing Roach. It comes back to the whole, like, OTK situation where I just don't enjoy them. At least not those sort of OTKs, I guess. I don't hate Rune OTK with Cock, because it's such a... You have to do so much setup on that deck. Like with having to make sure you have all the pieces of spell boost at the right time. It is more lazy, I guess, than Roach. Nothing too insane though. I think this could be interesting. A lot of aggro mechanic stuff. The other stuff might be a little slow though. Hard to gauge. Don't play enough Forest. 2-cost 3/2. Fanfare 5. Sorry, fucking Enhance 5. Give this follower Storm. Okay. Because we want to give Sword more Storm. Meta the set, God knows. I don't even know all the cards in the set yet to know, but I wouldn't be surprised if Abyss still does alright. A lot of the Abyss cards seem pretty solid for Mode Abyss. From the things I have seen and the people posting deck lists that I follow. Rune doesn't really change from what I've seen. It gains like 1 healing card, which Rune doesn't need more healing, so like God. That's going to be a thing. And then I don't know. Plus the metas shift pretty rapidly in the first like week or so. We'll end up with a lot of good aggro stuff or control stuff super early, and then it will like flip one way or the other, typically. Along with loose, nice. That does make sense given that it's a 6th wing like thing. And given Belial being pretty standard fucking angel, what's it called? Angel devil situation thing. 3-cost 2/3 other. Ward evolves. Summon a illusionary lion. Where's the illusionary lion? This one. Storm evolves. Summon an Arthur. Okay, so they summon each other on their evos. That's cool. I like that a lot. I don't like that this is a 3-cost Storm and Sword, but I like that they summon each other. Like, I can't like that Sword is getting more Storm mechanics. Super slow meta. Yeah, it does look like they're trying to slow things down, especially with Super Skybound art. as a mechanic. They want to slow things down quite a bit. Which I'm not opposed to. I've never been a big fan of, like, turn 7 kills, like, all the time. I like variance. I like having some games that are longer. I don't want every game to be, like, 7 to 10 minutes. Sometimes I want a nice 20-minute game. But then at the same time, you don't want every game to be 20 minutes, so it's kind of a double-edged sword. 6 cost 5/3 silver fanfare. Deal 3 damage to all enemy followers with intimidate. He has intimidate. That's kind of sick, actually. Especially for a board clear. Board clear intimidate on 6. That's kind of sick. This guy really just a 3 cost 5/4 generic. Okay. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, Sword has enough. Yeah, Storm got more Storm. Sword getting more Storm is crazy. 4 cost 2/6 Ambush Bane. Okay. Ambush Bane on a 4. Some of the stats on these are crazy. Like, this thing kind of makes sense because it's a generic, like, 3 cost, like, card. It's, you know, it's not having an effect for a 5/4 stat line. I kind of understand. This thing being 2/6 with Ambush Bane? Like, you super evolved this thing? It's now a bloody, what? A 5/9? With Bane? And Ambush? We're going back to Ambush Sword? It's back up? Oh, fuck yeah. Let's see where we're at. Oh, I can just minimize that. That's sick. Let's see. Let's see if we're getting one guide. We'll see. I doubt it. I don't have enough people in here for that. Yay! Collab dungeon. I don't know what this is. I completed a feat. I did. Okay, it's Skybound cards. Makes sense. Not where I want to be. This is where I want to be. So, what do we got here? Well, I should... Okay, let's start by buying the Battle Pass, because I will forget, and that will be a problem later. Now, I don't really care about that, because there's no actual bonus to that. Other than saving a little bit of time, which usually isn't a problem. And then, I actually want... Not that. I want this. I want the Grand Blue Fantasy stage. Alright. So we have 5,000 left. Which means we can buy this 5 times. Which is probably where we're going to start. Honestly. We'll start with this. We'll buy it 5 times. For the extra rewards. That's kind of fucking stupid. Okay. Yeah, this is one way to start off. First pack dead. Yeah, we get a gold though. Like, everything's going to be value here since we don't have anything really. But the fact we pulled a triple legendary in our first one. Oh, we got the water chick. Sick. I do love... I will say, Shadowverse art, always phenomenal. Especially the premium stuff. The small, like, live 2D stuff that they do is always gorgeous. Ooh, double golds. We'll take that. We'll end up with every card no matter what, basically, though. Especially with the amount I have. Hey, Beelzebub. Fuck yeah. Alright. 3rd legendary. Fira! Cool. I'm pretty happy with that. 3 legendaries, 10 packs. If our luck stays that good, we're kind of set. If it doesn't, it could be a little rough, but... To be fair, even just 1 legendary pack per 10 is usually pretty okay, like this. Because you're guaranteed 1, right? So 2 is, like, great profit, obviously. But since you're always guaranteed the 1, it's not so bad. Damn. Light personified, hey? We're gonna get there. We're gonna get all of them. All the cards. Everything we want. Everyone's gonna get everything they want at all times, except for exchange tickets, because they're impossible. I think I actually, in total, between all the sets, I have to have opened, like, I don't know, like 100, 200, what? It's nearly, fuck, it's a lot. It's like gotta be 600-ish packs total between all the sets so far. I've seen 1 exchange ticket. That's kind of crazy. Also, that was kind of shit. Favorite card this set? No clue, because I haven't looked at all the cards yet. I like the art on the kitty cat card. I do like the art on the kitty cat card. Legendary, legendary. Double legendary. That's pretty okay. Although that looks crazy. But yeah, I don't know yet. We'll see. Hey, Cagliostro. I do love Cagliostro's art. Don't know if her effect's that good, actually. What is she? She's got Earthright as part of her base, yeah. Don't know. I love her art, though. Chaos Legion. Another nice... That's one of the nice art cards. Deal 3 damage to all enemies. Yeah, Skybound deals 6. Just a clear. Oh, Vern is kind of cool. I do like Vern. He's got the, if you unlock Super Evolve, evolve this fella, so it's just a free neutral Evo card. I actually like... I like that, because it opens up more Evo options for Evo decks. Which makes sense, since given the focus of this deck. Hey, look at that. Leader of the Eternals premium. We'll always take a legendary premium card. I don't tend to dust my premiums unless I have 4 or more of them. Meg! Girl next door. What a name, eh? For a card. When a 2 base cost allied follower enters the field, give it a follow award. That's so specific. Like, is that just... they're just referring to orcas at that point? Oh, we're gonna get kicked out again? This isn't promising. This isn't promising at all. I need to stop I need to keep pouring myself a new drink every time I empty it, and that's going to be a problem later. Oh, I get kicked out again. Hey, at least we got to open some packs this time. Before we got kicked out again. Hopefully it won't be as bad now, though. Hopefully they've sorted a lot of their shit out. The loading screens don't fill me with joy. They fill me with sadness. Infinite sadness. Especially looking at Cocytus. Nah, Cocytus' art's actually kind of sick. Damn. They make me sad because they don't let me in the game. How am I supposed to open shiny digital cardboard if I'm not in the game? I'm meant to open shiny digital cardboard. It's the one thing I live for. Come on. Come on. Do I normally play this? Yeah, no. Depends. Depends on the Abyss. First set I didn't play hardly any Abyss because it was kind of shit. Second set and third set I played a lot more Abyss. I think the deck I have the most wins with so far is... I think it's Dragon, actually. It could be Rune, though. We're back to that, are we? I see how it is. I see how it is. I see how it is. All right, back to looking at cards. Yeah. I played a fair bit. I've played a fair bit of Abyss now because I played it the last like week or so, grinding out missions and whatever else. But I played the most Abyss in Shadowverse. Well, I played the most Blood because it was Blood back then, obviously, before they combined Shadow and Blood. I played the shit out of that in Shadowverse 1. It was probably one of my favorite archetypes. That and Haven. I'm actually... The only things I don't really enjoy, typically, this isn't always. Dragon I played a lot of, unfortunately, because it was very good as just an easy deck to play, like, last expansion and this expansion a bit. And otherwise, like, if I had to rank them, it'd be something like probably Abyss, Rune, and Haven, and then probably follow on from there something like Portal and then Dragon. And then we're going to throw right at the very, very, very bottom is Forest. I never want to see Forest in my life unless somehow there's a deck that piques my interest, but that's very rare with Forest. Golden Knight, True King's Blade. That's a name. 7 cost 6/6. Fanfare. Select a mode to activate. Super Evolve this follower. Deal 4 damage to all enemy followers. Restore 4 defense to your leader. Enhance 9. Activate all of them instead. Huh. Given this 7 cost card with a mode that allows you to pick one of these 3, And then it's just enhanced night activate all of them anyway. Yeah, could be worse. Nightly fuck, I can Nightly Ardor. I'm bad at this shit, man. This got a Percival and shit in it though. It's got all the 4 knights. I like that. 5-cost spell, select a mode to activate, give the leftmost allied Soulcraft follower on the field, can attack 2 times per turn, yeah, because that's what we need. Give all allied Soulcraft followers on the field +1/+1 and barrier, recover 2 play points and 1 evolution point, or restore 6 defense to your leader. Wow, that's a card. Trying to think on how we'd utilize this. Utilize this plus the 3-cost Storm on turn 8. You get a pseudo Albert. Yeah. Right? This thing? You get a slightly worse Albert on turn 8. Interesting. Zeta and Bay, Crimson and Blue. I do like their motif of like red and blue though. 4-cost, 3/2, Fanfare. Summon a Zeta and Bay, Crimson and Blue. Enhance 6. Give it Bane and this follower Storm. Okay. Cool. Don't hate that. I think that's fine. It is another Storm card, though, on Enhanced 6, so... I mean, just what Sword needs. More Storm. 4-cost, 4/3. Leader of the Eternals. This is one we pulled a minute ago. Fanfare, Skybound Art. Evolve unevolved allied followers on the field. Super Skybound Art. Super evolve them instead. Huh. I mean, Skybound Art and Super Skybound Art are decently late game mechanics, I think. So, that's probably not as concerning as you would think. Yeah. Periodically check to see if it's going to let me back in or not, but I don't think it will yet. I think we got lucky for a sec. Alright. Philosophia, Cryptic Sphinist. Sphinist? That's a weird word. 3-cost, 1/4, Fanfare, draw a spell. Huh, draw a spell. 3-cost, 1/4 with draw a spell. Probably a little too high cost for just drawing one spell. 1-cost, 1/1, Wandering Tutor. At the end of your turn, spell boost your hand X times. X is follower's attack. Okay, that's... Yep. Evolve. Give this follower can't attack followers or leaders. Yeah, that doesn't really matter when you're evolving this and spell boosting +3. Jesus. I'd have to look it up. Only because Skybound Art is a mechanic that I didn't really mess with in Shadowverse 1 because I stopped playing before that. But it's effectively... What? It's effectively a timer almost, right? Because it's like, you need to be at either a certain, like, turn count or evolved a certain amount of times to decrease that amount that you need to get to for that turn count. And I can't remember what the base is without looking at it. I don't know if there is a section in the gameplay section about it or not. God. Doesn't look like it. I'd have to look at the... Because I don't think it tells me here, right? It doesn't tell me, like, anywhere where there's, like, a super evolved thing. Which is kind of annoying, actually, now that I think about it. I know it tells me in the other section, though. If I look up Skybound, it'll probably tell me. Ba ba ba. Or it won't, because it's hopeless. But yeah, it's effectively a mechanic to just like get you out of using certain effects until you reach a certain time in the match. Whether it be a turn count, whether it be a certain amount of evos to decrease that turn count time. It's definitely a weird mechanic. Looking at it like that. I think this is actually a problem they had for a long time too. They would implement these sort of mechanics like pretty often. Okay, there is nowhere that just tells me what this is. That's kind of shit. I was like, there should be a section somewhere that's like, hey. But there isn't. Because there's a changes to card section, update to one. It's got to be update to version. Hang on, I'll find the exact wording for this in a second. Because I have it on a separate thing over here. Adjustments to cards in Take 2, blah, 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 blah. Nope, it's not in there. Yep, I don't know where it is. Okay. If it's not in there, I don't know where it is. But yes. 7 cost spell, deal 6 damage to all enemy followers, restore 3 defense to your leader. This is the one that people are running in some of the new rune spell boost decks. You just run this. It's a board clear with 3 health. That's pretty nice. Yeah, that's just annoying. 6 cost, 6/5. Fanfare. Select 2 enemies on the field and deal them 4 damage. Gain 2 Earth Sigil. Really? Earth Sigils? Deal them 4 damage, gain 2 Earth Sigils. Okay. Until Earth Sigils get a really big finisher card, I don't see them performing that well. 5 cost 3/3. Basically summon a copy of this. Earthright 2, evolve it, and this follower. That I don't mind, actually. That could actually be alright. 4 cost spell, Unleashed. Select a mode to activate. Draw a card. Deal 4 damage to a random enemy follower. Draw 2 cards. Deal 4 damage to 2 random followers. And 2 damage to your leader. Huh. This almost feels like it should have been an Abyss card. 3 cost 2, 1 gold. Fanfare. Select enemy follower on the field. Remove all abilities from it. And deal it 3 damage. Super Evolution. Gain Crest. At the start of your turn, deal 1 damage to enemy follower. Okay. There's some weird cards in Rune at the moment. We'll find out. Let's find out. Ready? Let's see. They're gonna let me back in? No, they're not. I still got the maintenance title thing. Sad. Alright, 2 cost spell. Select enemy follower on the field and deal it 4 damage. Gain Earth Sigil. Skybound art. Deal 2 damage to enemy leader. I have to find explaining Skybound art. Where is it? Actions taken towards players, violation. I really need to find it because then that would make my life way easier to explain. Because I have an understanding of how I see it working, but my explanation is terrible. For some reason though, I am certain this information was here before, and now I do not see it anywhere. Can I just look up Sky? No, because there's no results for Sky in the information card. Awesome. Let's see. Hang on. I wanted the Worlds Beyond explanation, which I think is on the main page, right? I think it's somewhere on here. Nope. Okay, just at 15 or more cards going. So here we go. Well, at least this is the tweet for it. Super Skybound art, and by extension Skybound art, activates when the card is played while its Skybound art gauge is 15 or so. Super Skybound art is when the gauge is at 15 or more. A card's Super Skybound art gauge is the sum of its current turn number and the number of allied followers that have evolved while the card was in your hand. So you can kind of think about it like spell boost in a way that's increased by evolving followers, but at the same time also based on whatever the turn count is plus that. So it's weird. It's a weird mechanic. I think normal Skybound art is a lower number, and then Super Skybound is 15 for the counter. Someone has got to have posted it, like the actual explanation somewhere. Which is always helpful, but yeah. I'm not a fan of them adding more and more convoluted keywords. Here we go. Skybound art's value always start in the 10. This means that the effect is... This is the old Skybound art, I think. The effect activates when you play a card in your 10th turn or later. Yeah, and Super Skybound art is 15. So, Skybound art abilities will activate when you have a count of 10, and then Super Skybound is a count of 15. It's turn count plus the amount of evoed followers with whatever Skybound card has been in your hand. So if say you draw a card, that's a Skybound art card, but you've already evoed, then that doesn't add to that count. It only adds the things that were already in your hand at the time you evoed. What a pain in the ass of a mechanic, honestly. Follows while taking both players evo into account. Fuck, did it specify? Because I don't know if it does. I don't think it does. Oh, now I've lost the other post I was looking at for it. I only have the wiki page on. It's gonna... I'm pretty sure it only takes your evos into account, right? Each are greater than that. Whenever an ally... This is whenever an allied follower evolves, so it's probably allied, right? Whenever an allied follower evolves. Yeah, so it's just yours. Only your stuff. Yeah. 2-cost spell, select enemy follower on the field, deal 4 damage, gain Earth Sigil, Skybound art, deal 2 damage to the enemy leader. But yeah, it effectively means that a lot of the Skybound art stuff will be locked to like mid to late game at the earliest, depending on your evo count with the cards in your hand. And that some of the like super Skybound art stuff you just won't be able to easily play because you need to have 5 evos while having it in hand and being on turn 10 as a minimum requirement. Wasn't pouring another drink. It's kind of insane, honestly. Skybound art. It feels way more convoluted when you lay it all out than to actually just play with the mechanic. Because it's the old Union Burst mechanic. 3 cost 0, 1 on spell boost. Give this follower +1/+1. That's fucked. Okay. Fanfare spell boost your hand. Super Evolve, select a mode to activate 1, give all other ally followers on the field barrier. 2, deal X damage, split among all enemy followers, X is followers attack. That's, yeah, okay. This thing could be a menace. Like, this could be a very cheap way to get a massive unit that could just board wipe. Yeah, no worries. Like I said, I wasn't fully sure on how it worked. I only had the rough idea in my head. I wasn't sure the exact numbers for the activation windows anyway, so looking up is probably a good idea. But yeah, it looks like, yeah, so it's 10 and 15 for normal Skybound and then super Skybound. Cagliostro, 4 cost, 5/3. Fanfare, gain 2 Earth Sigils. Add an Ars Magna to your hand. Skybound art, evolve this follower. Super Skybound art, gain the crest. At the start of your turn, Earthright 1, add an Ars Magna to your hand. Ars Magna is a 1-cost spell. Select enemy follower, deal 2 damage, restore 1 defense to your leader. So that's not insane enough. If Cagliostro instead had some kind of effect that you needed to like get 20 damage on the face as like an OTK, then Earthright might have a viable option. But as it stands, this just doesn't feel like it'll end up being enough. Alright, let me take a quick check. I doubt it's up, but I gotta periodically check because otherwise I'll end up missing it because I will. Yeah, didn't think so. It's crazy we got in like briefly for a second and then it was like, nah, you're good. Don't need to be in there. So what's Dragon actually got here? I haven't looked at like anything from Dragon so far. So we have a 3-cost 3/3 Ward Aura. That's not a bad stat line for Ward Aura. 2-cost 2/2 Mari Meg Bestie. Okay. Activate in hand whenever a 3 base cost allied follower super will set the cost of this card to 0 until the end of the turn. Whenever a 3 base cost allied follower super evolves, set the cost. Okay. Interesting. The end of the turn, give a random super evolved allied follower on the field +1/+1. Trying to think on what would be like. I guess you could use him into her. That's definitely one way to do it. There's probably other good 3 base cost followers that would be good for this with a super evolved mechanic. Crescent 2 Bride. 2 cost, gain a crest, Crescent 2 Bride. At the start of your turn, give a random allied follower on the field +1/+1. Do you know I love that Ocean Dragon is effectively a thing? It's the one thing I actually kind of love. I always wanted to see more and more ocean-based cards that were for Dragoncraft. And we've got so many good ones in Worlds Beyond. 5 cost 5/4 Silver. Fanfare. If you have 10 max play points, evolve this follower. When this follower evolves, deal 3 damage to all enemy followers. Okay, so it's a board clear with its own Evo mechanic. Still-Bodied Honesty. 8 cost 10/8 Fanfare. Super Skybound art. Give this follower Storm. So yeah. The problem is being a super Skybound art, needing a 15 count on an 8 cost probably isn't going to be good enough. Super Evolve, select 2 followers on the field and destroy them. Although, if you can get your Skybound art high enough, quick enough, it might not matter. So, Evolve Dragon definitely has some good options. Maximum Love Bomb, 2 cost spell, select enemy foe on the field, deal 3 damage and give it can't attack followers or leaders until the end of the opponent's turn. Okay, stall card. This was Meg the Girl Next Door. This is something we looked at a minute ago when we looked at the cards that I opened. 3 cost 2/1. Fanfare Skybound Art Super Evolve this follower. When a 2 cost base ally comes into this field, give it ward. So you combo something like this with the other chick, I think, right? With like Meg's bestie, which makes sense because it's Meg and Meg's bestie. 5 cost Primal Beast Absorption spell. Select an enemy card on the field, banish it. Oh, select an enemy card on the field and banish it. Okay, and add a copy of it to your hand. This is just hard removal against anything that isn't aura. That's sick, actually. 7 cost 8/6 Flame Personified. Fanfare, select an enemy follower on the field and deal it 8 damage. Intimidate, evolve, replicate the effect of this card's fanfare ability. So it just copies itself and does another 8 damage. Okay, that's fine. Zoe, Ally of the World, 5 cost 5/5. Fanfare, gain 1 max play point. Okay, so we have more ramp. Enhance 10, give this follower Storm, set your leader's max defense to 1, give your leader can't take more than 0 damage can't take more than 0 damage at a time until the end of your opponent's turn. Okay, yeah, that's the standard Zoe protection effect. No real surprise there. But she really is just a game ender. That has always been like Zoe's purpose. It's to try and kill your opponent like in that turn or the turn after where you've got the protection, and that's it. But having ramp is nice. More ramp options for dragons always like insanely good. Jesus. Abyss. Enhance 4. Okay, evolve this follower and give it +1/+1. It's a 2 cost 3/1, so it goes to a 4/2, and it has Rush. Could be an okay aggressive card. Bit hard with Enhance 4 though. 6 cost 2/7. Intimidate, last word. Summon unyielding sight, deal 2 damage to your leader. Don't hate that actually. It's a recurring card with Intimidate. Like, Intimidate does pretty well, I think, overall, because it stops it being attacked. So it has to be killed by spell or card effect, basically. Vigilant Edge. 2 cost spell. Deal 2 damage to your leader. Gain the crest. At the end of your turn, deal 2 damage to a random enemy follower and 1 to your leader. So this does recover its own. I actually really want to see more self-damage mechanics that actually tie into other card effects. I forgot what it was called. I forgot what the mechanic was called that Blood had. That was that where you take self-damage to then gain effects. I'm just blanking on what it was called. But that was really nice, that style of Blood deck. So I'd love to see that come back at some point. 6 cost 8/6 Rush. At the end of your turn, deal 4 damage to a random enemy follower, then deal 2 damage to a random enemy follower. Okay. That's fine. 3 cost 3/3. If there's an evolved allied follower on the field, evolve this follower. This is your standard Evo if there's another Evo. This thing also has Aura though, which is pretty good. I feel like Aura is worse though than a lot of mechanics. Just because of how much like board clearing cards there are that don't require targeting to begin with. That's not to say Aura is necessarily bad, it's just not as good as Intimidate usually ends up being, I guess. Because obviously you can still attack something with Aura anyway. 3 cost 2/2, Bowel Elemental Resonance. Fanfare, select a mode to activate, give this follower and another random allied follower on the field +1/+1. Okay, that's actually kind of sick. And then deal 3 damage to a random enemy follower as mode 2. Interesting. This is very similar to the 4-drop, actually. Actually, it's exactly how the 4-drop functions as far as the deal 3 damage is. This almost just power creeps the 3-drops. This is why Modibus is going to be crazy. Mode got some really nice cards now that I look at them. 6-drop 2/4, especially a 3-drop. 3 is such an awkward number for Modibus to play a lot of the time. Fanfare, evolve all unevolved allied followers on the field. Deal 2 damage to your leader, and this thing has Drain built in. Damn. Okay. That's one way to trigger Skybound art. Corruption, 5-cost spell. Give all ally followers on the field -2/-2. Give yourself and your opponent the crest Corruption. Super Skybound out. Destroy your crest Corruption. Countdown 4 at the end of your turn. Deal 2 damage to your leader. Smart. Interesting. Then we have the 7-drop 5/5, Darkness Personified. Fanfare, Necromancy 6, Reanimate 2, Reanimate 1, and Evolve them. Nice. I don't hate that. 7 cost is a little rough. Don't mind the effect, though. At the end of your turn, give all enemy followers -2/-2, and that kind of makes up for it being a 7 cost. So it can function as a board swarmer and a clear. Minor clear, but still a clear. Belial, Archangel of Cunning, 7-drop 7/6, Fanfare, deal 10 damage to all other followers. Skybound, Super Skybound art, gain the crest, Belial, Archangel of Cunning, Super Evolve, advance the count of your crest by 1. Countdown 4, last word, deal 20 damage to enemy leader. So this is your big, like, OTK crest, I think, right? 20 damage to the enemy leader? Yeah. So you drop this on turn 7, Super Evolve this guy, takes 1 off the count, brings it down to 3. That means turn 10's guaranteed lethal. Well, not guaranteed. There's a couple ways to stop it, but there's one way to stop it. Give like Haven Barrier, but yeah, it's effectively a lethal like countdown, which is nasty. Because currently, I don't think we have no crest removal that I've seen, so that's gonna be brutal to play against. Especially with the Fanfare, deal 10 damage to all other followers. He also functions as a turn 7 clear. Damn. That is... wow. Does need Super Skybound art, though, to trigger that. So you would need to take advantage of getting as much of that as you can, as fast as you can. Which is not super easy. Alright, we have Haven. Only like a couple things left, honestly. 3-cost 2/1 Stormer. Whenever you engage an amulet, give this follower Drain. Okay. I don't hate that. Stormhaven. I'm not a big fan of Stormhaven. I actually prefer more controller variants, but this is not a terrible card for a Stormhaven deck for sure. I think it would be a pretty much auto-include in most of them. Lamoret, Sisterly Shepherd, a 2-cost 1/4. At the end of your turn, if this follower is evolved, deal 2 damage to all followers. Evolve, give this follower can't attack followers or leaders. Usually end of turn. I mean, that's fine. This is effectively just a clear kind of card. It will hurt your own stuff, but that's not a big concern if you just play it on your own, especially in something like Cresthaven. Ordered and Inspired, a 0-cost amulet, engage 2, destroy this, select an ally follower on the field, and transform it into a Awe and Inspired, and draw a card. Oh, okay, so this basically just causes you to kill your own things. Interesting. 4-cost 4/5, enhance 6, give this follower +0 or +10 ward. Evolve, select a damaged enemy follower on the field and destroy it. So this thing goes to be shit. This is a 6-cost 4/15 with ward and an Evo destruction effect. That's kind of wild actually for a stat line. 4-cost 3/5. Fanfare, summon a random Havencraft follower that costs 2 or less from your deck. Super Evolve, give all other allied followers on the field barriers. This is another way to gain barrier across your board. Interesting. Plus summoning Havencraft followers that cost 2 or less isn't bad either. It's actually a pretty interesting one because it's very similar to the legendary from last time. That was quite good. I forgot what its name is because I'm just blanking on all the names at the moment. 4-cost amulet, Starframe Vessel, activates in hand. Whenever you engage an amulet, reduce the cost of this card by 1. Engage. Destroy this card, select an unevolved allied follower on the field, and evolve it. Okay. So that's the Evo mechanic one. Interesting. 1-cost 0/4 gold. Whenever you engage an amulet, restore 1 defense to your leader. So they're focusing very heavily on engaging amulets this set, it looks like. Evolve, select an enemy follower on the field and deal it 3 damage, while also dealing damage, it looks like, because a lot of those have damage effects. 3-cost amulet, engage, destroy this card, select a mode to activate, destroy a random enemy follower, draw 2 cards, so it's another engage removal card. Then we have a 3-cost 5/5 ward, can't attack followers or leaders. At the end of your turn, if you've unlocked Super Evolution, evolve a random unevolved allied follower on the field that didn't attack this turn. The fuck? I don't think that's that good. Look, it's not terrible. I just don't think it's that good. What about Vera? 8 drop 6/8. Fanfare. Select 2 enemy followers on the field and banish them. Super Skybound art. Super evolve this follower. Ward. It can't take more than 3 damage at a time. So this is actually not terrible, I guess. Could be worse. Matches would be good if we could get into the game. But they went back into maintenance. So we're not going anywhere at the moment. We're just looking through all the cards. Portalcraft, last main craft to actually look at though. So 3 cost 2/1. Fanfare, if you've unlocked Super Evolution, give this follower barrier, and this thing has Storm as a base. There's a lot of low cost Storm cards in most of these crafts now. A lot of the crafts have at least one, it looks like. 2 cost 3/1. Fanfare, increase the Skybound arts gauge of all cards in your hand by 1, and this thing has Rush. This could be a really good card if Portal uses a lot of Skybound art stuff. Can't get into much, yeah. Because the game's basically been up and down, and that, well, it was up and then it was down for a while, then it went up for like a couple of minutes and then went down again. But yeah, this card could be kind of crazy for boosting cards in hand to get Super Skybound arts active. Especially if there's a lot more cards that take advantage of it. 2 cost 2/2, last word. Add a striker artifact to your hand. That's kind of cool, actually. We haven't actually seen any more like artifact summoning cards, really. Like, that have been kind of viable. So, nice to see that we actually get a card that's kind of the artifact related. 5 cost 5/4, Fanfare, Skybound art. Select another unevolved allied follower on the field and evolve it. And this follower. Clash. Oh, we got Clash back again. Deal 3 damage to the opposing follower. Okay, interesting. This was too very for me, yeah, fair. It's probably going to take longer. Yeah, I imagine it is going to take longer. I will finish going through all the cards. Like I said, if it's not back up by the time we finish going through all these cards, I might end stream and we'll come back another time. I will be live tomorrow. I've got time tomorrow after I finish work, because I work till about midday-ish. Which is like, what, I don't know, 16 hours from now. So I'll probably go live a little bit after lunch or something, get some exercise in first or something, then do that. So we'll go live for a couple hours after that or something. Brutal Drill Sergeant, 7 cost 7/6. Fanfare, select a mode to activate. Do this 3 times, deal 4 damage to the random enemy follower, deal 4 damage to the enemy leader. So there we go. I stopped playing the original Shadowverse. I just got burnt out years ago. Like, I played that game for, what, 6,000 hours? Nearly 3,000 on Steam and about 3,000 on mobile. Made nearly 1,000 videos on the game. Oh, now I lost my card. This card's a little slow. Stonebreaker, 3 cost spell. Do this 6 times, do 1 damage to a random enemy follower. Don't know if I like some of these Portalcraft cards. They're kind of mid-looking. 5 cost 3/2. Fanfare. Select an artifact follower in your hand and deal X damage to all enemy followers. X is the selected follower's attack. Last word. Add a fortifier artifact to your hand. Another artifact card. Interesting. And deal X damage to all enemy followers. X is select artifact's attack. Interesting. Don't hate that card, but I don't know if Portal's got cards that are going to be that viable, honestly. Chaos Legion, 6 cost spell. Deal 3 damage to all enemy deal 3 damage to all enemies, and Super Skybound art is deal 6. This actually isn't terrible. Doing face damage while clearing, not a terrible card. 5 cost 6/6. Fanfare, do this 6 times, do 1 damage to a random enemy follower, and give all followers in the opponent's hand +1. That's okay. Skybound art, gain crest whenever an enemy follower with storm attacks a leader, give it -3 until the end of the turn. I don't know if I like that card at all. Beelzebub, a 9 cost 9/9. Fanfare, select 2 enemy followers on the field, remove all abilities from them, and then deal them 9 damage. Give the enemy leader, takes 1 more damage. That I don't mind. It's a little late game to be super viable. It does work with, what is it called? Licia, the one that summons the amulet that allows you to do ping damage. I don't see a good way you could cheat this out, though, to actually make it kind of viable. Like, turn 9 might be a little too late to make anything super crazy happen. It would just kind of be a win more card, it feels like. Definitely, Portal got, like, a couple of interesting cards, and then, like, a lot of shitter cards. Alright, what are the neutrals? 5 cost, 5/5, fanfare, Skybound, deal 5 damage to random enemies. Enemy followers in particular. Ward, it can't take more than 3 damage at a time. Okay, don't hate that. That's okay. This is Viren, which is the Evo ones. This is a 2 cost 2/2. Fanfare, if you've unlocked Super Evolution, evolve this follower, so he's a free Evo, which is great. 3 cost 3/3. Aura, at the end of your turn, restore 1 defense to all your allies. So just basic aura healing card. I actually don't hate this either. I think it's fine. 4 cost 3/2. Gold, fanfare, select a mode to activate Skybound art, evolve this follower. The first ability, deal 5 damage to random enemy follower. Second ability is draw 2 followers. Draw card, also not I think none of these are terrible so far. I think all the neutrals that we've seen are okay. Whether they see play or not is a whole other question, but they don't seem bad. 2 cost 1/1, enhance 8, draw a follower that costs 7 or more, recover 7 play points, and has barrier. This thing, fucking oath. This thing can effectively guarantee you Belial. That's kind of wild to think about. Especially the recover 7 as well. So you could play, 6 cost worth of card, play this, recover 7, play Belial, and this thing has barrier. It would put you a turn behind on him, but he's... and I guess actually using it would be hard. Because his Super Skybound art trigger wouldn't be active. Yeah, so maybe not. But I could see a lot of good ways to use this card, especially in something like Dragon even, actually. Wow, actually, in Dragon, this could be nutty. Because of the... Because it's an Enhance 8 too, right? Enhance 8. So you play it on 8, recover... Sorry, draw a follower, yeah. So you have to Enhance 8, so you can't play something before it, really. God, that's an interesting one. There's definitely a lot of lines of play you can make with that card that could be interesting. Then we've got one of the legendaries. 6 cost 7/6. Activates in the deck. At the start of your turn, if an ally follower has evolved at least 6 times this match, invoke this card. Ah, yes. I knew invoke was coming back. When this card is invoked, gain the crest and return this card to your hand. Fanfare, Super Skybound art. Do this 5 times. Do 2 damage to a random enemy. Countdown 2 at the end of your turn. Restore 1 defense to all allies. Yeah, so Invoked comes back. Cool. But yeah, there's a lot you could do with that Sky Destined card. There's a lot of cool ways you could utilize it, especially in ramp, because it could be played earlier, because it's only enhance. But yeah, this is... Yeah, I mean, it is Invoke, but the fact that it bounces back to hand doesn't make it as good as I would like it. It's definitely not bad, I don't think. I just don't think... Yeah, I don't know. This one's weird. It's also not a super early card because you need to have evolved at least 6 times. I don't know. I don't like seeing Invoked come back though. Invoked was fucking insane. Like most decks were running some form of Invoked for a while because of how good it was. But yeah, fuck. I don't know what we do with that. I think this is the most interesting neutral card, I think. Just because it gives you options. It gives you a lot of interesting options. Like, there's so many decks that could utilize it. Last on Wardhaven, yeah. I don't even know if Wardhaven would be that good for this, right? I don't think any of the neutrals are necessarily bad. I think his invoked effect's a little lacking. Like, it's not terrible, but I just don't think it's crazy. But all these neutrals are pretty solid, honestly. Like, she's not crazy, but is fine. He's really good because it's Evo focused. She's okay. This thing's interesting, at least. It is a mode card. And then, yeah, Sky Destined has some very interesting ideas. Oh, there's a card style for her too? Okay, that's kind of sick, actually. Okay, fair enough. I was going to say, this thing just isn't... I just don't think this thing is that crazy. I don't know. We don't really have anything that takes huge advantage of healing at the moment. If we got something like Tenko, maybe. Maybe we could make it work if we had Tenko. Yeah, we're not getting the game back, though, and that makes me sad. We've played maybe 10 minutes in the hour and a half that the game was meant to be up. Let's check the socials real quick and see if they've actually given out, like, any other info. I don't think they have, though, in the last hour, so... yeah. They haven't posted in the last hour since they said, yeah, we're going to have to take the game down for maintenance. Like, I don't think, yeah, conducting emergency maintenance end time is currently undetermined. Yeah. Sad. Not much we can do about that, unfortunately. Like, it let me in briefly, and then it kicked me out, and then it kicked me out again, and it's sad, and now we don't get anything. But yeah, 18 minutes ago on the main social was like emergency maintenance. We'll provide an update with the maintenance ends. Apologize for inconvenience. This does hopefully mean we'll get some kind of compensation, but we'll see. I don't feel like they've been as generous with compensation this time around, but that is going to be a wrap from me. We did look at every card, which, I mean, that's something. We did achieve something. We opened a few packs. Unfortunately, that does mean if the game comes back later when I'm still awake, I probably will open most of those packs before stream tomorrow, because I kind of wanted to get some games in tonight regardless. But I will be back tomorrow with probably some streams. Maybe I'll try and get a video or two out. We'll see. See how I'm feeling, honestly. Had a rough couple of days. So, we'll see. I've got the time, but whether I actually am in the mood to do anything, like content-wise, other than maybe stream a couple hours,